Kim. I thought I'd share a new little project that I just got to doing. I was just looking around on YouTube and I had noticed there was a few things on Daily Craft too, also about making purses. So I sat and thought about it, and I'd really like to have something to put my Kobo e-reader in and my little music and player, just something, and then I thought, well, I wanted to do something different with it, so I thought, well, I'll put like Ziploc bags in it, so it's, and build it around that so it's waterproof. So I had some felt laying around, and so I thought, well, that'll work for kids. So hot glue works great on felt. I did this sparkle seam binding with glitter, glued it on. The seams on the flap here of the clutch, I hemmed with hot glue, and then I folded it over and glued it. So, and then, and I hooked it right onto the main bag there, so it was an extension, because I used just the regular 8x10 pieces of felt just as they came, so I didn't have to do any cutting or measuring. I hate doing that. So basically, and I glued it with a magnet. So the thing is, I did do these seams here with the main bag with my sewing machine, because I did put right sides together and sewed it so it'd be nice and strong and durable, and then folded it inside out. So before I folded it inside out, I took the Ziploc bag, which you can see in there, and I used my tape runner, my two-sided tape runner, on the plastic to hold it in place on the felt. Now that doesn't hold it in a way you would want to just use only that for strength, because it comes off real easy, but it held it in place. And then I turned after I sewed the seams on the bag, I turned it inside out, back to right sides showing out. And also I took the Ziploc baggie, and I found how long, on the main bag I used the big gallon one. Now this is a small one just to show you, but I got how long the inside of the bag was onto the baggie, and I folded it over so it would fit, and then I glued with my taper, I just glued it down and then folded over, and that was the size that was going to fit in the bag. Then I did the tape, two-sided tape on this side, and laid that on the one piece of felt that was ready to go, and that stuck it. And then I glued this. So when it came to the hot glue gun, I couldn't use the hot glue on the plastic bag, obviously. So I took a piece of paper thinner than this, like that, and I used my glue runner, my tape runner, to tape onto the bag, and that stays really good. So, then I hot glued this to glue it to the inside of the felt. So as you can see here, this is hot glued, so it won't come off. It's on there. So be real careful with the hot glue. I did have another hot glue burning on my arm, which I hate that when that happens. So anyway, that's how I did the baggies inside the bag. If any of you want a little more tutorial factor on that, just leave me a message and I'll be a little more explicit, because there's a few things that I learned about placing the baggie in and stuff. So the lid cap here, I took another full sheet of felt and I hot glued it from side to side. On this side, on the back, here's the back side of the purse. And here's the seam, which is now, as you can see, really tight and in there. So I took the felt and put the two sides hot glued and slid that in there so that and I have the part from the baggie. You don't want to tape down or glue the top part of the baggie that has a zip. That gives you kind of a little extra space that you kind of need, because that enabled me to slide this top panel in to use as the lid. So when I folded over this whole sheet to half of felt for the lid, I glued it on each side, so I made another little pocket inside the lid of the clutch. And I took a small baggie and did the same thing, and glued it in there. I also have a little, on this side, I have a little pocket here where you can put a little pencil or something, just some little thing in there. And to cover up the seam here, because I didn't want it to get frayed from sliding in and out and stuff, I put another seam bias tape here with hot glue, and same along here. I did that all the way from both sides continuous, kind of tie in with the glitter that's on this second piece of felt here. And then I used glitter green for the leaves and pink felt here on the flowers. So then I thought, well, I wanted something, that if I need to, I can carry it. So I had this silver cord left over from Christmas. And I thought, well, I don't want this buckling inside when I'm carrying it. So I took a chopstick and I glued the cord on the end of the chopstick, because it's a braid, so it kind of unravels if you don't. And then I twisted the tape, the glitter ribbon, around the chopstick using hot air. So, well, actually, I didn't use a chopstick. I take that back. I used a skewer stick. The chopstick wasn't quite long enough, and it was kind of thick. So I took the skewer stick, and I just took and twisted it on the stick, applying hot glue as I went, very carefully. I just kept twisting it until it all covered the whole skewer. So then I took that, and it had the cord on the ends, that I had already glued on. And I glued this entire piece after I had it all wrapped with hot glue right there in the middle flap. That way, it made it so it didn't bend. So it was really a fun project. I added the little appliques on just for fun, but I'm going to do more little things to cover some of my electronics and personal items so that they're covered by the felt. And I'll probably use the same pattern so they all match. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions or any comments or ideas for me, please leave me a message on my site. Always like to hear from you. Have a good day.